we see the President Palace with a flag over the top. And this is a famous river in Georgia called Kura. And on the right hand side, the high-tech modern building with the glass and the mushroom style. People call it locally mushroom, but this is the public hall. Okay, and behind the public hall there is the old part of the city. Cinnamon,
different spices,
cloves, basil, do you cook?
Azerbaijan?
Очень приятный флаг.
Мы едем в Азербайджан 28-го.
28-го. На Формула-1?
Не-не-не.
Нет, что? Просто сейчас у нас Формула-1.
Да. Lower part, it goes back to the 16th century. Upper part is the mid-18th century.
Oh, so 16th century, upper part 18th century, and this one is going around, and that's from the 5th century.
We highly value our strong cooperation with the United States and our historic ties, the Georgian Jewish historical ties that we have. That is something the Georgian people is really proud about. As for the cooperation with the United States, the United States is the key strategic partner for Georgia. We have reflected this statement in the parliamentary resolution which was adopted shortly after the parliamentary elections. You know that we had the parliamentary elections in October last year, and shortly after the elections we designed a special resolution.
Going to see the Patriarch. We'll be seeing some of the Jewish sites. We'll be seeing, we've already seen, this is my third visit here. We were last...
Our dear friends, cordially we greet you. On behalf of the Georgian Orthodox Church, We continue the cordial relations which exist within the centuries between the Georgians and the Jews. For 26 centuries we have a brotherly relations. საერთაშორისო ორგანიზაციებთან ებრეთის პრეზიდენტი გთხოვთ ნება მიბოძოთ გამოხატოთ ჩვენი პირველ რიგში სიამოვნება და ასევე ის გზნობა რაც პატივს ხდებს თქვენთან შეხვედრა.
And while the neighborhood has not been around for 26 centuries,
ნეიბრითი არ არსებობს 26 საუკუნეა.
Our 175 years
175 წლისაა ჩვენი ორგანიზაცია.
has captured the spirit of what life and what the values of what our ancestors brought.
მაგრამ ამ პერიოდის განმავლობაში ჩვენმა ორგანიზაციამ მაქსიმალურად შეითვისა და ასევე ხელს უწყობს სიმართლეჯი.
Together for Georgia has been through the guidance and the help of our good friend Ambassador Azerbaijan.
თქვენოთმესო ჩვენთვის დიდი პატივია რომ კიდევ შეხვდით ახლა ის რაც ჩვენ ბოლო წლების განმავლობაში გავაკეთეთ საქართველოსთვის რაზეც თქვენ მადლობა გითხარით.
The 26th century anniversary of this special friendship between Jewish people and Georgian people, and we really pride ourselves in these very special relations, and we are very pleased to have you here as we appreciate our relations. Mosque, all kinds of civilizations intersection. It was here, so.
This is the view from the terrace of our meeting with the Prime Minister. We were inside and he took us outside for photos.
There's a castle. There's a flag, actually. There's a castle there. All those red roofs. This is the part where the city was built. The view of the top.
This is from the Prime Minister's office where we were having the meeting. So this is inside the synagogue, the Great Hall in Tbilisi.
She is in a certain age.
He's the typical Georgian Torah art cover.
She quite often comes. And recently she brought this. Yeah, this is for the Torah also.
And look at the gold.
This has become now it's a fashion to do this.
The fashion to do what?
The silver
It's
plate.
missing. The Georgian Jewish done this fabric, and modern Georgian Jewish do it visiting. And this is a present from Israel.
Very nice.
And the old ones look like this, wooden.
How many people daven here?
Not round. This is
Like
like octagonal.
From Surah synagogue, which is 150 kilometers, 100 miles away.
destroyed the first temple, and then the majority of the Jews who lived back then in Israel had been exiled to Babylon. King Nebuchadnezzar took with him the things which were used in the temple for service.
главен руководителем комсомольцев.
He was
Секретарь комсомола.
in some trade yards.
This is wild. Silent.
Here, on the right of you,
What are we looking
King
at?
of Georgia of the 5th century, Bakhtan Gorgasali, who founded Tbilisi. Which century is that? 5th century AD. You already know about funicular. Now you see very well the red tram, yeah, and the top of the mountain, the Holy Mountain, Georgian Orthodox, white spire next to it to the left, Russian church. Then the pink one, Georgian church. Next to the pink one, you have big green tree. And behind the tree, you have the synagogue, Jewish synagogue. Going up again, Georgian churches with the small green cupola, the Greek church. Downstairs, straight ahead, the blue big cupola, Armenian, another Armenian church. On the top of the mountain, Narikala fortress, that is the fortress. Only the walls, and inside the Georgian church. Coming down, you have this minaret, the red brick with blue minaret, the Muslim mosque. Again up there, Georgian church, and there we shall walk here to the synagogue, and you see it is all in walking area. So that people just worshiping together, very friendly, not together, but they are not involved in each one's service. And balconies, balconies, balconies. These balconies don't belong only to one family. They are shared by the families. The balcony artist or musician.
და ვერ გახდა მუსიკოსი და ამიტომ ძალიან უყვარდა მუსიკის მოსმენა და არაჩვეულებრივი ჟღერადობის როიალიებთან მართავდა აქ კონცერტებს და იყო ძალიან ისეთი საინტერესო სალონური სახლი.
So she could not carry out her wish to become a musician, but she had beautiful ear and she loved music so much that her just hobby or
inner wall and the tower.
So the wall that I saw
The wall
there,
fortification is for Sagnagi in Georgia.
This is a memorial, the whole wall, a memorial to the soldiers of the World War II. Up you see just these pictures of Signari houses there. For example, you saw that the bell tower going up, balconies, and just there you see here the people here, young people with grapes, so that this picking grapes, Signari is the grape country. In less than a half, 300,000 could come back alive. The rest, they were just killed and lost in the war. And all these names are only from this small district. Even my grandfather.
This is done. They open the stone and they mix it.
Yes. And already when the fermentation process is finished, they put again this stone and they put this clay and ground around to keep it in vacuum, maybe for 2 months or so. Then they will open, and from the bigger clay, from the jar, from quarry, just put the juice in another one, pour in another one.
This is the caravanserai from the 18th century, where they had the markets. And the tall ceilings because of the camels. So we're in the King's Palace in Sheki, Azerbaijan. This is from the 18th century, and this is a celebration of the Silk Road. So we saw the inside of the palace.
Yeah, we saw the first floor, but not the second.
And yes, we saw the first floor, but we went into the second floor. So we could see it from the inside with the beautiful Murano colorful glass.
Right.
It's red and yellow and blue.
Right.
And they did not allow us to take photos inside. So there were Christians here in Azerbaijan before Mohammed, but then over time they all converted to Islam. And there were Zoroastrians here. Only 400 left. All the others converted to Christianity, to Islam. So this Christian church is now a museum.
So the balcony here. No problem. But it's open? Yeah. You weren't you just said
David, you want it?
So these are the ruins from 743 after the earthquake of the mosque. The outside was restored in 2013 because of it was burned down by the Armenians. The inside is from 1912. This is the view from our Four Seasons Hotel in Baku, Azerbaijan. We are now waiting for our luggage, and we have to be dressed and ready for a meet with the ambassador. Those are the Flame Towers, British architect. So this is the big campus with a school and a synagogue, the Jewish community in Baku, Azerbaijan.
פורמלי ציוני יהודי בחבר המדינות.
Okay, I understand this.
So
How many children are in here?
we have 200 children from kindergarten till 11th grade, and we try our best. Those kids.
11th grade. Wow.
Yeah, 11, this is the. I mean, there's no 12th grade. It's like the
And where do they go from here?
They go, let's say this year we have 9 kids who finish school. One of them is going to the Lauder Business School in Vienna. Shabbat corner. The whole week they know what time is Friday or Shabbat starts. Matvey Elizarov is an active member of the Mountain Jewish community. He is also part of the Euro-Asian Shaul runs the, it's called the organization called Chesed Gershon. Chesed Gershon works under the Joint. They do all kind of good things here in Baku, help out Jewish families. We talk about everything. Yes, from medical program to food packages, from those who are in their home, they have someone coming every day to clean up, to cook. Pesach is the rabbi in the Mountain Jewish synagogue, and I'm the rabbi of the Ashkenazi Jewish synagogue.
Are you local?
He was born here.
What's his
He
name?
graduated from our school. He went to yeshiva in Moscow. Then he went to Israel. He got his smicha in Moscow. He's a moel. He's a shochet, and you'll enjoy his meat that he
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Pesach Miro.
Miro.
Yeah, Pesach
It's
Miro.
like the artist.
Yeah, his father is one of the teachers here in the school. His father teaches Jewish studies here in the school. He's also taking care of the kashrus of our kitchen, his father. So
Very nice.
that's all. My name is Shneur Segal. I guess we introduced. Now it's your turn. You have a longer way.
На следующий год я уже, мне будет 70 лет, как я родился здесь и живу.
In a year, he turned 70, and he was born here in Baku, like this.
Где нет проявления антисемитизма в том виде, как проявляется в Европе там, и в других странах.
And we didn't experience any anti-Semitism that we've seen in other countries.
Ну, легче всего опираться на собственную судьбу.
I can say about my own life and my own experience.
Я здесь родился, получил образование, имею театр.
I was born here, got an education here, and working in the Russian theater.
Имею орден, один из высших орденов Азербайджана.
I received all the medals from the president.
Я заслуженный деятель физкультуры и спорта. Высокое звание, которое имеет на сегодняшний день, к сожалению, один горский еврей. Ну, приятно. У меня есть высокое звание, заслуженный деятель спорта республики. Я единственный горский еврей, кто имеет такое звание.
He has a feature.
Охват людей, проведение программ.
So you're getting to more people. We have a lot of activeness in Jewish life, but they are cutting their financial support.
Организации, вот мы с Рав Шнеуром ежемесячно почти на еврейские праздники получаем большое количество продуктовых наборов от азербайджанской фирмы.
We have a non-Jew who will help to support the Jewish, Jewish life.
Наша глава Хукат, и там рассказывается про то, что если человек дотронулся до мертвого, он приобретает статус ритуальной нечистоты.
So again, this is the night view from my room in Baku, Azerbaijan. These are the flame towers. Supposed to represent the flames coming out of the natural gas from Baku that started the Zoroastrian religion. Oh, there's the Azerbaijan flag. Well, the usual yellow and red and blue. No, they're playing golf. Well, now.
Chechnya, more to the border of Georgia, are having their own autonomy. There's a mushrooming of Salafist and Wahhabist ideology there. Some of it trickles through the border. What makes it even easier is that Azerbaijan is indeed a Shia state, but only about 60 out of the 90+% of the Muslims are Shia. The rest are Sunni. And you should add to that not Azerbaijan, you have not only Azerbaijani living, but a number of minorities.
Sizin təşkilatın haqqında geniş məlumat almışam. Sizin təşkilat həqiqətən də dünya miqyasında çox böyük işlər görür.
I've read about your organization, and it is more fantastic that your organization has done a lot in the field.
Və Azərbaycanda Yahudilərin məskunlaşması, yaşaması fəaliyyəti haqqında bizim isə tərqimlədiyimiz kitabda da xırda məlumatlar var bu kitabçada.
In Jewish life in Azerbaijan, we have the book, and in front of you you will see the book, the small book, that there are small brief information about the Jewish life in Azerbaijan, and you can read from this book.
Onu deyə bilərəm ki,
and here is the book for you.
Sizin için kitap.
And really, he was the great president.
Həqiqətən də çox böyük prezident.
Bəs Amerikada belə bir tane kitap ya. Yahudiler görüşüyle şeyler, Türklerin prezidenti sağlıyor. Zeki ilk oldu zaten.
There is a
Carpet Museum. So apparently this carpet museum is huge.
So just left,
This is
we are
Haman.
in the western part of the town, and the right side is eastern part of the town, city of Min. But before 10th century, the name of this town was Atashi Banguan, or just Baga, 200 kilometers. So some historians say it's a lion area, used to be the lion, the animal habit here, or this is name of the king called Anushirban. That kingdom exists from 6th to 16th century, but 300 years that kingdom was vassal of the empire called Sassanid Empire, part of the Iranian, the Persian. Then 7th century the Arabs came, they put end of that empire, and then we became part of North Wing. So when it now is zigzag streets to blockade north wind. When you go out of these walls, it's a wind, then when you come inside the town. Also, they use the zigzag streets like shade, shadow. Yeah, because they didn't have umbrella, right? Yeah. So then from the palace, we come here, we have the double gate from the Quran. He said that on behalf of the god, local king ordered to build burial wall.
You're just taking a movie or you're taking a picture?
They could stay and then
15th century caravanserai.
It was like 4 trees. And then in the middle of the caravanserai was a well, and the one gate here, then it was the open. Yeah.
The caravanserai would make food from
Food, yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a hotel.
It was like hotel. Right. Medieval hotel.
So this is inside the caravanserai. In the Middle Ages, 1500s. And this is where the people would sleep.
It was set up like this, like you felt you were at home, like with separate china in different rooms.
Can you see? Do you have like a night vision?
This is
another caravanserai.
The 17th century caravanserai. 17th.
Then
Two floor.
This is another caravanserai we say.
That's right. Look how she's moving. Wow. Look how fast she is. That looming thing is very cute.
This is the Flame building. Now we're in the Kirov Park for the martyrs. These people killed by the Soviet army.
Collapsed the Soviet. It wasn't easy for us to get in the country. So it was the Soviet army.
This one is. I don't know. Apparently it's not very old, you know, it's.
So this is one big carpet. And the carpet was made here in Baku. And the government paid for this huge mosque.
These carpets are from Azerbaijan?
From Azerbaijan, they make here.
Which area?
So this is the bigger synagogue, and they come here in the summer because it's easier to cool down, and we're in Guba. And this is from the 18th century? So it turns out this is not the synagogue, this is actually someone's private home. It was built after the Soviet era.
From there up there, it's all Jewish.
And it's a big mansion in Guba.
This is also somebody listening?
No. This is inside the summer synagogue in Guba. It's larger than the others.
You don't want to be looking at the customer. Or they just want to, if they see it's a clean thing.
Как называется? Шесть купон.
So we had to take our shoes off, and then when we asked why, he said because we have carpet inside. This is the famous Algerian handmade wool carpets that we saw in the carpet factory, carpet museum.
So about 200.
200 children.
Is it a school? Yeah, they have a school here. Jewish school? Yeah.
Bizim bakımda
Ha, ama sonra da öz mektebimiz var.
Bu bizim mektebimiz var mı? Mektep vakti teslim soracağım.
Gel. Ha. So they have...
This is the view from our room in Guba, Azerbaijan. There are these cable cars that we'll be taking tonight. So this is our Rexos Hotel in Guba, Azerbaijan. So now we're in the bowling alley of this fantastic five-star hotel. So now we're inside the carpet factory in Guba. We have 4 girls working. So she's actually reading the pattern tied up there, so we know what colors to put where.
Usually the vertical rule for the tile, for the less pipe, we have horizontal.
So this is the pattern that she's making with all the instructions.
Yes.
So this is the natural flames outside of Baku, and this is why the Zoroastrians started worshipping the fire, because it just comes out of the ground naturally.
Oh, you are not? Okay, let me do it. Jerry, turn around, I'll take your picture.
This is inside the Zoroastrian temple.
With your glasses. I can't get over you with your glasses.
No, it's not. After.
Look at this.
So
This fire is coming naturally.
It's not today. The gas didn't leak to nearby rooms.
Say that again? So the gas didn't leak, it was put in what?
So the leak to nearby didn't the gas. Oh, sorry. Through holes, you see there.
So this is the caravanserai.
Right. And here, on the right, Indian method, on the left is hermit. So the hermit did not work here.
The Nobel House.
Petrolia. Petrolia is Nobel Brothers' house. And first time in 74, Robert Nobel, who first time come here, he want to find wild wood for you know, in St. Petersburg they have gun fabrics, weapons fabrics, and they needed wild wood and royal. We have one man who walked all Russian territory and find
Nobel, Robert.
furniture, and we have